I call the Honourable Minister John Banks.
Mr. Chairman, I will be leaving the chamber soon, and my friend Minister Joyce will be looking after matters. I want to answer the sensible questions raised by the parliamentary opposition tonight. A number of sensible questions. I'll start with the Dr. Graham, the Green Party Member of Parliament, who's been listening intently to this tonight. And Dr. Graham asked some time ago what was the meaning of safeguards in clause 17. And also he asked questions about public interest, and he asked questions about strategic importance. And I can tell Dr. Graham, the parliamentary member for the Green Party, that the strategic importance relates to the domestic industry and protection of the domestic industry, and the significance of the industry on our ability to trade from that. And can I also say to Dr. Graham, he asked a question about confidential information, as did his colleague sitting beside him. He asked the same question as well. And I can say to the two Green members in the back of the House that clause 10 in brackets 4 answers many of those. Now, making information available would give a significant competitive advantage to a competitor, and that would be a problem. We don't want to give significant competitive advantages to domestic competitors, and we certainly don't want to give significant competitive or uncompetitive advantages to international traders from export industry, led by and represented by the member Dr. Paul Hutchinson, for instance, those great people in his electorate around Pukekohe that export to the world in a critical fashion. Making information available would have a significant adverse effect upon the submitter of confidential information. I want to make that clear to Dr. Graham again. That's the important part of that bill. Making information available would have a significant adverse effect on the submitter of the confidential information, and that, I refer to him, is clause 10.4. And C, should be treated as other confidential for reasons as submitted by the submitter. It's important that we have some confidentiality around these things. I don't intend to answer any of the questions from the Parliamentary Labor Party, because I have answered all of their questions, many of them quite convoluted, misguided, poorly informed and poorly articulated. But I will say I hope I've answered all the questions from the member for Wairarapa, who's done such a sterling job, Mr Hayes, in leading the Parliamentary Select Committee. Tau Henare, who's got a really good grip of these commercial things, and it's good for a Westie to have a very good grip of commercial matters affecting the tradable sector, and it's great to see Tau Henry making a significant contribution on that important parliamentary committee, and Dr Hutchison, Mr Reliable and common sense on the Select Committee, all the way from Pukekohe and looking after those exporters. And all of the provisions that I've outlined in part 1 of the bill are the significant parts. I will just say, before I ask my friend Minister Joyce to take the chair, that the second part of the bill at 9:45 this night in the Parliament is part 2, and it provides for what you might call tidying up.
Point of order, Honourable Member. Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Banks. We've had a number of points of order tonight about the importance of talking about part 1, the part that we're on, and I believe the Minister was straying into a different part, and I'm sure you'll pull him into line, Mr.
Thank you. I had noticed that. I asked I asked the Minister to refer to the part.
Of course. Well, let's refer to part 1. I want to thank the members of the Parliamentary National Party. I want to thank the members of the Green Party for their very pithy questions, significantly pithy questions asked about this bill. I want to finish as I began before I leave the chair, Mr Speaker. This bill is about providing the ability of our tradable sector within the New Zealand economy to compete fairly with all comers on the global trading exchange. To compete fairly without interlopers coming in and trading unfairly in the domestic marketplace to the detriment of foreign exchange earnings for New Zealand. Mr. Chairman.
I call the honourable member Grant Robertson.
As the Minister resumes his seat, I had